Okay, what a day for a daydreaming boy. So today I thought I'd start this video with three defensemen I think deserve a look. Either on your watch list, you're adding them to your team if you can pick them up off waivers, which all the guys I'm going to mention are rostered in less than a third of the leagues out there anyway. So it's pretty likely they're available on waivers if you take a look. So first up is Evan Bouchard, defenseman from Edmonton. He had a goal and an assist last night at home in their 5-2 win against Pittsburgh. He's got 3 goals, 10 assists, 50 shots on goal, 34 blocks, and 19 hits in 21 games. And one of the best parts is he's rostered in 29% of leagues out there. 29%. 22 years old, third year in the league, former first-round draft pick, 10th overall in 2018. Now, he's already played as many games, which is 21 this year, as he had in the previous 2 seasons combined. So he's already matched his career goal total of 3, doubled his previous career point total. So he's obviously heading in a positive direction. We'll see, obviously, if he can keep it going. But again, this is a guy that looks like he has a ton of potential, now getting the playing time, averaging over 21 minutes a game, and playing with the likes of Connor McDavid sure can help a lot. So Evan Bouchard, defenseman from Edmonton, I think would be a good pickup. You can at least add him to your watch list, take a look at him over the course of the next week or two, see how he does, see if he continues to make progress. And I think, maybe a good pickup for you guys. So next up, Vladislav Gavrinkov. Nope, Gavrikov. I was always pronouncing that now. I was trying to, there's no N in that name. It's Gavrikov, not Gavrinkov. I don't know why I kept saying Gavrinkov, but it's Gavrikov. So Vladislav Gavrikov. He's a defenseman from Columbus Blue Jackets. He's also in his 3rd season in the league, 26 years old. He has 2 goals and 10 assists on the season, which coincidentally is the exact same line he had all of last season in 55 games, 2 goals, 10 assists. But the biggest difference this season is he's a +9. And he was actually a +15 2 games ago, but he had a rough night against St. Louis the other night, and he was -4 in that game. So obviously that took him down quite a bit. But still, last season, for the entire season, he was -13. And again, he's already been a +15, went down to a +9, but he's still +9. He was -13 last year. But obviously it helps that Columbus seems to be playing a lot better this year than they did last year. So that's helped quite a bit. He also has 29 hits and 35 blocks. So it looks like he's a solid physical presence down there as well. And now the best part, right? So the best part is he's rostered in 12% of all leagues. So he is most likely on your waiver wire, most likely available for you guys. So I would scoop him up. And even if you put him on your bench, if you need some depth, put him on your bench, take a look. You don't have to start him or anything like that. But, I think potentially he's a good investment down the road as well. And yes, I did triple check that number. It is actually 12, surprisingly enough. So he's probably available. Nice little pickup there. And it's nice too because he gets you the blocks and the points. So he can pick up a little bit of the offensive scoring, but also get you the blocks to continue to add the points if your league values blocks. And I know mine does. It's a half a point for each block. So that really does add up after a while. And so last up is Brayden McNabb, Vegas defenseman, who is in his 10th year, 30 years old, which is odd how the numbers worked out. So Evan Bouchard's 22, Gavrikov is 26, McNabb is 30. No, I didn't plan to have them 4 years apart like that, nor did I plan to have it youngest to oldest. Just seemed to work out that way. I thought that was kind of cool. So McNabb isn't going to score you a lot of points. His career best was 24 points 7 years ago when he was on the Kings, and he hasn't had over 16 since. Although he is on pace to have his best scoring season since that 24-point year, which is kind of cool. Whether he does or not remains to be seen. But that's not why it's an interesting pickup. It's an interesting pickup because he blocks a ton of shots. And he's got 51 this year in 22 games with 47 hits. And I think you can safely assume he's going to keep up that pace because in the 3 years prior to the shortened year last year, he had 176, 139, and 133 blocks. in those 3 seasons. And even last year he had 76 in 41 games, which is on pace for 152 in a full season if he plays all 82. So yeah, he blocks a lot of shots. And he had over 200 hits in those seasons, with the exception, of course, being last year, but he was just on pace for another 200 at 98 hits for the year. So if your league values blocks and even hits, he's also a great guy to have on your team, and he's rostered in 20% of the leagues out there. So another guy that's potentially available. Most likely he's available on your waiver wire. If not, I think you're just a bit unlucky, but I don't think all 3 of those guys are going to be rostered in your league. Maybe 1, 2 if you're very unlikely, but certainly probably not all 3. So at least 1, most likely 2, if not all 3 are going to be available. And the best part about McNabb, obviously, is since he does block a lot of shots, he doesn't have to score much to score a lot of points, right? And if he does, hey, it's a nice bonus, right? He gets an assist here. I think he's got 2 goals and 4 assists on the year, 6 points. Nothing exciting, but again, that's just a bonus. As far as my roster is concerned, a lot of games tonight, so most of my guys are playing. Coincidentally, I did have Quinn Hughes last night. He had 4 assists, and he was on my bench, so I thought that was kind of cool. But I did make some transactions. Moritz Seider from Detroit, I added to my team. He's got 2 goals, 14 assists, 39 shots on goal, 34 hits, 41 blocks, 48.8 fantasy points, and 2 points per game on average. And I added him. Ryan Pollock from the Islanders is injured. He's coming back late December, seems like the earliest. So I thought I'd get some action out of Seider. He's a young, up-and-coming guy. I believe he's a rookie this year. So I just wanted to add him, take a look. And yeah, so I added him. 2 other guys that I added was I got Marc-Andre Fleury back. And I told you guys, if you watched my last video, I had the choice between starting Jonathan Quick on the Kings or John Gibson on the Ducks, and I was wearing a Ducks hat because I knew once I started Jonathan Quick, the Kings were going to lose, the Ducks were going to win, and here we are. The Ducks won that game, but neither goalie played very well at all, so even had I started Gibson, I think he would have got me a point extra because he won. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to go back and pick Marc-Andre Fleury up. And I also got James Reimer, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Reimer. Still got to learn these names a little bit, obviously. But yeah, so I picked him up, goalie from San Jose. He's really dominating so far this year. And so yeah, so I got Marc-Andre Fleury, James Reimer, Mikko Koskinen, who won last night against Pittsburgh, 5-2. He's got 12 wins. I believe he's either tied for the league lead or he's in the league lead. 12 wins this year. And he doesn't have the greatest goals against or save percentage, but 12 wins in 13 games started. Can't really beat that. And Jordan Binnington, who actually did beat Tampa Bay. I thought for sure Tampa Bay was going to win that game. St. Louis ended up winning in a shootout. They're at Tampa Bay tonight, so that should be interesting. I think I'm going to leave Fleury on my bench tonight. They play at Washington. Very scared of that game. If he does well, he does well. Hey, it is what it is. And it would be honestly, I'm kind of rooting for him to do well. It just gives me a little more confidence so I can, start him on a regular basis because, the first few weeks of the season were absolutely miserable. So yeah, so that's what's going on with my roster. And again, take a look at the waiver wire, see if those guys are available. Most likely they will be. Add them to your watch list if you don't want to add them to your roster. See how they continue to go, and hope that helps you guys out. So thanks for checking out the video, and we'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.